Colombo for the Makatali Division cricket encounter between TVS Motor Company and Akbar Brothers. There you see the ground, which looks very beautiful, and bright sky and sunny weather here where TVS Motor Company taking on Akbar Brothers in the quarterfinal of this T20 tournament, the Makatali Division. And it's going to be definitely an interesting game, as this is a quarterfinal encounter. The winners of this will go into the semi-final. So the Akbar Brothers and TVS Motor Company will be at full strength, and they want to win this encounter. So there we go down for the toss, where also the Bandara, our man, is there down with the two captains, Isru Sri Dudika of TVS, Kusala Tapatu of Akbar Brothers, and of course the man, the match referee, Senananda Veera. So down to also the Bandara there.
Right, so it's all set for the coin toss here at Thurston College grounds for another exciting quarterfinals of the MCA E-Division tournament. So I got here with me the two captains, the captain of Akbar Brothers and the captain of TVS teams, and of course our match referee for today's game, Mr. Senananda Veera. So I believe the Akbar Brothers captain has a coin and he will give it a toss. Head is the call. It's tails. What's it going to be? අද තරගයේ මේ ක්වාටර් ෆයිනල් එකක් ලොකු තරගයක් කොහොමද කණ්ඩායමේ මානසිකත්වය?
හොඳ මානසිකත්වයක් තියෙනවා. අපි මේ මැච් එක උදේව අපි එක දිනුවා. ඒ මානසිකත්වයෙන් අපි හොඳින් ඉන්නවා කට්ටිය. හොඳයි.
Thank you. Good luck. Happy with the decision?
Happy. අපි කොහොමද ඩිසයිඩ් කරන් හිටියේ බැට් කරන්න?
කොයි වගේ ලකුණු ප්‍රමාණයක් අද දවසේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතාගෙන ඉන්නවද මේ ස්කෝර් කරන්න?
180 200 අතර ප්ලෑන් කරන් තියෙනවා අපි.
Thank you. Good luck. Right, so that's the news from the centre. So Akbar Brothers have won the toss and they've elected to bowl first.
There you are. We heard from also the Bandara there down at the centre that Akbar Brothers are winning the toss and decided to field first. So Senananda Veera, the match referee, was with him, and it's going to be an interesting game where the Akbar Brothers captain, there you see the two teams, Kaushalatapato, Chamo de Seniviratna, Chatura Devinda, Nipuna Perez, Pasando Botejo, Roshan Pereira, Sahan Sankapala, Taranga Kumara, Vikum Tarusha, Mopun Madhava, Amal Jat Selva, and TVS Vishmika Sandeep, Ishru Sri Diduka, and Asir Wadana, Dina Luduvara, Jiten Kalara, Nadisha Yashure, Neluka Hassan, Hansaja Brian, Ruin Fonseca, Ruchira Koshita, Kavishka Image. So that's the TVS Motor Company team. So two very strong teams in this quarterfinal, and it's definitely going to be an interesting game with the Akbar Brothers winning the toss and deciding to field first. In the toss, we heard Kushal Latapato, Akbar Brothers captain, telling he wants to restrict TVS Motor Company as much as possible, whereas TVS Motor Company was happy with the toss decision. He said he wanted to bat first and put up a score of around 180 to 200. So let's see. It's going to be pretty interesting if TVS gets up to about 180, then how Akbar Brothers is going to chase that target to win this game, to be in the semi-final. So it's a very pleasant evening. The clouds, a little bit of cloudy, but no strong sunlight. It will be very good for cricket, but no rain in any sorts right now. And definitely we'll see the umpires walking in at any moment. And there you see the two umpires walking in. That's Dylan Perez and Chintaka Gamage, the two umpires. The match referee for today's game is Senananda Veera, of course. As I said in the previous game too, he's been a man of all sorts. He's been a cricketer himself, umpire, a commentator, and now a match referee. So he has a lot of experience behind him, and he knows the game and knows the rules very well, no doubt about that. So it'll be a tough match referee for this game. So the two teams got to be very careful when they play the game and play it in the best of spirits. So Akbar Brothers taking the field. They'll be bowling first. They won the toss and decided to field first. And the TVS Motor Company, two batters are there at the center. Akbar Brothers captain Kushal Atapato called correctly. And Isuru Deduka of TVS. He was happy anyway with the outcome of the toss because he said they wanted to bat first too. So it's going to be interesting how they're going to set about a total, which he said he wants to set about 180 to 200. Well, just let me just give a brief idea of the field. There is a third man, a fine leg within inside the 30-yard circle, a square leg inside the 30-yard circle. There is a cover point. Extra cover, there's a sweeper cover right down on the boundary. There is an extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, and a short mid-wicket. So that's the field. No slips. So Akbar Brothers will be bowling from the rugby grounds end to start with. Umpire Dylan Perez and Chintaga Gamage are the two umpires standing in this game. So that's umpire Chintaga Gamage checking up with the scorers whether they're ready for the game. Everything is ready to start off the game at 1:15 p.m. The first delivery is about to be bowled. And here we go. Right arm over the wicket. Good delivery, well pitched up to him. That's Nipuna Perez. To Wishmaker Sandeep. Ruin Fonseca, the non-striker. Here's Nipuna's Perez. 12 wickets in 10 innings, 3 for 27 being his best, 1 3-wicket haul, economy of 7.16, average of 22.08. So needs to do something better today, Nipuna Perez. Right arm over the wicket to the right-hander, Wishmaker Sandeep pushes it on the offside. There is an extra cover fielder coming behind it. No run, 2 dot deliveries to start with at the moment for Nipuna Perez. Wishmaker Sandeep 288 runs, 38 being his highest, average of 20.57. Strike rate, you see that strike rate, 170.41. So he's capable of hitting that ball hard. That's Wishmaker Sandeep. Short and off the back foot, pulled it, didn't get hold of it properly. Straight to mid-wicket, no run there. That gave us an indication of how he wants to bat. Hit that ball hard. That's Wishmaker Sandeep. Must be wanting to get off to a good start. Be on the attack. Nipuna Perez, 3 dot deliveries for him. On the other hand, keeping a good line, good length. There's a non-striker. Ruin Fonseca, 1,659. Highest being 113. So he can bat. He has a lot of runs between him. That's it up, Ashley Anna. What a catch! Brilliantly taken an extra cover. That's how that's TVS losing their first wicket. The wicket of Wishmaker Sandeep goes for naught. Hit up Ashley. Well taken an short extra cover. And Nipuna Perez gets his first wicket and TVS loses their first at naught. There you see that. Wonderful catch. Yes, it was the captain. That Sri Dudaka, Isuru Sri Dudaka taking that catch, and Wishmaker Sandeep going on without scoring. Kushal Atapato, the captain of Akbar Brothers, taking that catch, and first wicket falling for naught. Isuru Sri Dudaka is a TVS captain. Ruin Fonseca, the non-striker, still to face a delivery. So 1 over for Nipuna Perez, 3 dot deliveries and then a wicket. Not for one. TVS Motor Company. was a very good catch taken by Kushalatapatto, the captain. He tapishly flying past the extra cover fielder, dived well to it, collected it cleanly. So the new batter, a left-hander, taking guard. While TVS Motor Company still to open their account. There you see the replay of that. What a catch that was. You see, taking it beautifully. Captain Kushalatapatto collecting it nicely there. Takes short extra cover. So Dinalo Duvara, the new batsman, Induvara, 1,761 runs, highs of 115, 26.28 the average, strike rate of 90.31, 11 50s and 100. So he has been among the runs. So might be wanting to get another good score today. Nipuna Perez to the left-hander. Over pitch, driven firmly, but straight to mid-off. No run. TVS Motor Company still to open their account. Final delivery of the first over. They have lost the first wicket. That of Vishmika Sandeep. So Nipuna Perez bowling the final delivery of the first over. Over pitch, got the inside edge, beat the wicket keeper down towards fine leg. There's a long chase for the short fine leg fielder. Meanwhile, the batters get two. Induvara got that one an inside edge, so he's off the mark. He's with two, and TVS Motor Company opened their account with that two. So 1 over gone, it's 2 for 1. Well, Akbar Brothers had the start they wanted. They got a wicket in the very first over. They must be looking for wickets. They need to get breakthroughs to curtail the batters. TVS Motor Company, the plan is to get around 180 to 200 to put a lot of pressure on the Akbar Brother batsmen when they come into bat. Roshan Pereira, the new bowler, has bowled 13 innings, 9 wickets, 3 for 13 being his best. 1 3-wicket haul, economy of 7.10. So Roshan Pereira opening the attack for Akbar Brothers. Right arm, medium pace, bowling over the wicket. Short and cut away nicely. Good bit of fielding there. Stopping a certain 2 runs. Just a single there. So Ruin Fonseca is off the mark. Score moves on to 3. Dinala Induvara. He's on 2. That's again, they see that a good bit of fielding there. Akbar Brothers starting off well with some good fielding. They see a mid-on, a mid-off. They see the field well spreaded down the leg side. On the offside, we have a short third man who's dropping down there. Cover point and extra cover. So it's going to be Roshan Pereira. Coming down the wicket and hits it. Straight, clearing the ground well. That was a wonderful shot by Induvara. 6 to him. And the score moves on to 9. Roshan Pereira over pitching it, and Dinala Induvara coming down the wicket and hit it over mid-wicket. What a wonderful shot that was. The FCA clearing the pavilion quite easily. He moves on to 8. 9 on the board. So Roshan Pereira got to keep things tight. They should not allow TVS to run away with this game. But TVS batters seem to be trying to attack and get as much as possible. Yes, as their captain said, 180 to 200 is their target. But Akbar Brothers, on the other hand, might want to get wickets at regular intervals to keep them on check. Roshan Pereira bowling from the bow of the Lokamavatar end to the left-hander, Dinal Induvara. Here we go, the next delivery, a better delivery, got the edge, but goes down towards short third man, played with very soft hands, didn't carry to him. A dot delivery. There is a short third man, a cover point, extra cover right on the boundary, a wideish mid-off, and mid-off right on the 30-yard circle. That's the offside field. To the left-hander, comes down the wicket and hit it uppishly, and two fielders converging, trying to get it. Now they dropped it. So that's a live for Induvara, no doubt. 10 on the board with that single. They get a run for that. Roshan Pereira must be a bit disappointed. He had his man hit uppishly. Well, there were three fielders trying to get underneath, but none of them could manage to get underneath. This is the bowler and the two other fielders there, see. Well, very unfortunate. So 10 on the board. Now Ruin Fonseca, he's on strike, the right-hander. He'll be facing to Roshan Pereira. There is a no-ball call. Well, they got to wait and see what that no-ball is. Called by the Sportylk umpire. Well, was it three fielders outside the circle? So there is going to be a free hit, and Dinal Induvara. Dinal Induvara will be on strike. Gets off the back foot and pushed, worked it away nicely towards the fine leg boundary. He gets 4 runs there. Taking the score on to 16 with that boundary, and he himself getting 13 of the 16 runs. 16 for 1, quite an expensive over by Roshan Pereira, although he got the wicket. He had the opportunity of getting the wicket of Induvara. That drop chance. 14 runs given away right now. And he bowled him this time. A good delivery at the Yorker length. And Induvara overplayed that one. So he's bowled for 13. And Akbar Brothers getting the second wicket. 16 for 2 after 2 overs for TVS Motor Company. You see that replay of that. Good delivery, beat him, went it between the bat and pad, missed completely, and Induvara has to walk back, bowled by Roshan Pereira for 13. Well, this is exactly what Akbar Brothers got to do. Get wickets at regular intervals. Put pressure on TVS Motor Company. They're already 16 for 2 after 2 overs. Of course, they got the runs. Current run rate, you see that they are 8 per over, but still they've lost 2 wickets. They need, Akbar Brothers need to get wickets at regular intervals to keep the pressure on TVS batters. Ruin Fonseca still hanging around there, just on 2. Well, he's not got much of strike. Just faced 2 deliveries, got 2 singles. So that's INS Iruvardhana, the new batter, who's coming. So Ruin Perez will be on Fonseca, will be on strike. And Nipuna Perez is there. See INS Iruvardhana on strike of 1,062 runs, has been 128, 29.50. The average strike rate of 108.81, 850s and 100. So he has been among the runs. So these 2 batters can guide TVS company to a good total if they settle down well. Nipuna Perez 1 for 2 in his first over. Bowled a wonderful over. Bowling to Ruin Fonseca. It should be Ruin Fonseca pushing it on the offside. Gets a single, takes a score on to 17. Now it's INS Iruvardhana. So Nipuna Perez 1 for 3, bowling his second over. Right arm over the wicket. That's a good delivery, chopped it away towards short third man, gets a single. Taking the score on to 18. INS Iruvardhana gets off the mark with that single. (18 for 2). We're in the third over of the innings. Nipuna Tushara, they're changing the name now. Coming down, hits it over the top, goes down towards the boundary. Oh, a bit of misfeel. Well, allow the batters to cross over for 2. So 20 on the board. Ruin Fonseca moves on to 5. (20 on the board). They're keeping at that run rate of 8 per over. Well, how long they can keep it depends on how Akbar Brothers bowlers and the fielders. Oh, they could have been and taken that one. The fielder was waiting for the ball to come into his hands. He could have taken a step or 2 forward, and then TVS company would have been down with 3. They see the replay of that. Nipuna Tushara bowling pretty well. The batters got to control themselves. Ruin Fonseca is on 5. That's pushed away in the offside and get a quick single. Taking the score on to 21. Fonseca moves on to 6. This brings Iruvardhana on strike. (21 for 2). Five runs going in this over. Had the opportunity of getting another wicket. Tushara this time nicely worked away down towards deep third man. The batters are going for second. They get it quite easily. Good bit of running between the wickets there, between these 2 batters. So Aina Sirivardhana gets 2 more. He moves on to 3 and the score to 23 after 3 overs. So TVS Motor Company 23 for 2 of 3 overs. Roshan Pereira 1 for 14. He's going to continue from the Bound Lokamavata end. Bowling to Ruin Fonseca. Fonseca is on 6 of 6 deliveries. So coming down and slashes it. That's going towards the extra cover boundary. Good bit of fielding there. Definitely saving 2. Wonderful bit of fielding. Had a long chase and dived into it. There you see the replay of that. Slashed it away wide of cover point. Sweeper cover running into the boundary. Beautiful bit of fielding there. Stopping that one. Cutting 2 runs there. 25 for 2. Ruin Fonseca moves on to 8 with that 2. Short and got the edge. Going past down third man. That's gone to the boundary. 4 more runs to him. 29 on the board. Fonseca moves on to double figures. He's on 12 with that boundary. There you see that. Got the outside edge. So runs coming at the same time for TVS Company. They lost 2 wickets, but still 30, almost 29 on the board. Roshan Pereira been pretty expensive. That's that ball kept a bit low, pushed away nicely towards short mid on. No run. $29 for 2 after 3.3 overs. Roshan Pereira in his second over, 1 for 20. Bit expensive, Roshan Pereira, although he got a wicket. Comes down the wicket and hits it. Again a long chase for the sweeper cover fielder. Comes and picks it up well. Good bit of throwing and good fielding there. Rushing into the delivery. Just a single. Fonseca moves on to 13 with that single and the score to 30. 30 on the board, 30 for 2. TVS Company put into bat. Well, the captain said they really wanted to bat first, showing us their capability of setting up a score. They're going after the ball and getting runs quickly. We're still in the 4th over of the innings, 30 runs already on the board. Yes, they have lost 2 wickets, no doubt. But still keeping up that tempo. That's pushed away on the offside and a quick single. 31 on the board. And Sirivardhana moves on to 4 with that single. 8 runs coming in this over up to now. 22 in 1.5 overs, Roshan Pereira. Quite expensive. Short. Well, just one above the head, above the shoulder signal. So that's the end of that over. 4 overs gone. It's 31 for 2. So it's Nipuna Tushara to continue. Is bowling his third over. 1 for 9 of 2 overs his figures. Bowling to Aina Sirivardhana, who's on 4 of 3 deliveries. TVS Sporting Company 31 for 2 of 4. Current run rate of 7.75. Akbar Brothers needs to get those wickets quite early at regular intervals for them to keep the batsman on check. That's worked away nicely on the leg side. That gets a single. Aina Sirivardhana moves on to 5 with that single. Fonseca is on 13 of 11. Nipuna Tushara. Right arm over the wicket to the right-hander. Fonseca. 13 of 11 deliveries. Looking to get his shots well. Ruin Fonseca. Off the back foot this time, pushing it on the offside. Good bit of fielding too. Akbar Brothers giving everything in the field. Well, just to catch drop early in the innings. Nipuna Tushara. One trying to swing at it, misses it completely, goes to the wicket keeper. Score remains the same at 32. Nuan Tushara. That was a good delivery, lucky, just going over the stumps. Fonseca right arm over the Fonseca on strike to Tushara. Now that's going down the leg side. A loud appeal. It's definitely going down the leg side. Yeah, you see that very clear. His front foot was wide outside the leg stump. Trying to have a swing at that. Fonseca 13 or 14 deliveries now. 3 dot deliveries from Tushara. It's Tushara. One pushed it back to the bowler. Good bit of fielding there by the bowler himself, preventing any run. So it's 4 dot deliveries after a single in the very first over delivery in this over. 32 for 2. Final delivery of the 5th over. Tushara, fairly decent over. So again pushed it on the offside, so that's a good over, just a run coming off that over. So 1 for 10 is bowling figures after 3 overs. Fonseca is on 13, Sirivardhana on 5. 5 overs gone, it's 32 for 2, TVS Motor Company.
Aina Sirivardhan and Ruin Fonseca. Aina Sirivardhan in particular have been one of the standard performers for TVS right throughout this E-Division tournament. And here's Roshan Pereira. Outstanding so far. Though his figures tells us 1 for 22, I think Roshan Pereira, if you've watched this match right from the start, I think he has done a good job. And the figures itself doesn't really tell you the whole story. I think he bowled in good areas. There were a few unfortunate edges that went down towards the boundary. If it's not for that, that would have been perfect. Now this time around, cut away, short and wide. Akbar Brothers 33 for 2, having their position at the end of 5.2 overs. They missed a couple of chances, and that is something that they will have to focus on in the next session of play. There were few chances, drop chances, I would say, a couple of half chances, tough ones, but you've got to hold on to those catches. It's a quarter-final, it's a big game. This is where you get the ticket to the semi-finals. A slower delivery. Quite a lot of slower deliveries from Roshan Pereira right throughout his spell. He's bowling his third over, 1 for 24. Good change of pace, but these two batters, Aina Sirivardhan and Ruin Fonseca, they've shown some good resistance. They came in at a time where the team was 2 wickets down for 34, or rather 20 odd runs. But they made sure that they are being steady out there in the middle and adding that much needed momentum. Haven't really seen any sort of aggression from Aina Sirivardhan or even Ruin Fonseca. We saw a couple of sixes being hit in the first 6 overs. But from these two batters in particular, we haven't really seen them trying to go after the bowling. At least being successful in terms of trying to get some big shots underway. A quick single. But instead, they've opted to go with the running between the wickets, and that has been quite perfect from both these batters. They've been communicating well. They've been getting those 1s and 2s quite well, just nudging the board, just tapping and running. So 6 overs completed, 36 runs on the board for the loss of 2 wickets. .36 for 2 at the end of over number 6 now. Aina Sirivardhan and Ruin Fonseca. You look at their figures, 8 of 9, Ruin Fonseca 14 of 17. So it's clear that they've been taking their time. But now with the power play done, and with fielding restrictions now lifted, this is Taranga Kumara, 11 matches, 4 for 25, his best figures. Now it's important to capitalize on getting that run rate up. It's at the moment around 6 runs per over. So if they can push it to at least 8 to 8.5 runs per over for the next 5 to 6 overs, then of course TVS will have a good solid platform to work on. Now this time it goes high up in there and it's taken. That's the 3rd wicket. And Taranga Kumara, first ball, he makes an impact. That went very high up in there, and Ruin Fonseca after being so solid out there in the middle. Just perishes for a ball that was wide outside the off stump. It was full, it was there to be hit. It's just that the execution was not perfect and it was too wide as it hit the toe part of the bat, and it went very high up in there at a good catch from Yurendran. So Rovin Fonseca, he's gone for 14 of 18, and Taranga Kumara with the breakthrough. More troubles for TVS, 36 for 3 now. Taranga Kumara, first ball, it was wide outside the off stump. So obviously he had to fetch that ball, and he was, would have been perfect if he was trying to play it down the ground. But instead, he was trying to loft that ball through the offside, through that covers. But as I mentioned earlier, he just got the contact of the toe part of the bat. A very gentle medium pacer, Taranga Kumara. Nothing fancy, just runs in at a very casual pace. This is Nadish Yasiru. 22 matches, 167 runs for him. I worked away towards the backward of point. And it's been called a no ball. So it'll be a free hit for Ayana Sirivardhana. Now is a chance to break the shackles a bit. Ayana Sirivardhana, he's on 8 and I think they've crossed. We'll wait for the confirmation. Yeah, not very clear from that angle, but it's a free hit. Ah, that goes high up in there. It's a free hit. For a moment, though the people forgot that it was a no ball, but Taranga Kumara himself was committed to the catch. But a missed opportunity. Again, Ayana Sirivardhana was trying to slap that ball down the ground. There we go. Was not in a good position. Ah, there we go. Once again, just keeping it very casual outside the off stump. Nothing fancy from Taranga Kumara, and that's what I like about him. No slower deliveries, no mix-ups, no changes. He's just holding his line and length outside the off stump. And that lack of pace sometimes can actually trouble the batters. Because from both the ends, what we saw was express pace from the Akbar Brothers, two fast bowlers. But now in comes Taranga Kumara, who's a very gentle medium pacer. So now is his chance to deceive these two batters and to make sure that Akbar Brothers would clip another wicket here. Just 5 runs so far from this over and a wicket. It's a good one from Taranga Kumara. Oh, nicely bowled. Just a hint of deviation to miss that outside the edge. Well, that's a good one. 5 runs coming off from that over. 7 overs completed. 41 for 3. Nadish Jasiru and Ayana Sirivardhana. Nadish obviously the new batter. And in comes the captain, Kusal Latapattu, 25 matches. Best bowling figures, 4 for 9. No hesitations whatsoever from Kusal Latapattu after winning the toss. He straight away was very much confident to say that we're going to bowl first. Oh, nicely bowled. Keeping it very tight outside the off stump. Just a hint of swing for Kusal Latapattu. Just putting that pressure right on the new batter Nadish Jasiru. And extra runs. Overthrows for TVS. And once again, see, this is good from Kusal Latapattu. He's just keeping it very tight outside the off stump, enticing the batter to drive that ball outside the off stump. That's a good thing about it. And this time, just a hint of back of the length delivery from Kusal Latapattu. But this is good running. That was really good running from Nadish Jasiru. Both the batters took the first run hard. That always gives that extra bit of free time to go for that second run if there is a chance. Driven nicely, but once again coming back for the second run, comfortably taken. This is good from both these batters. Nadish Jasiru just placing the ball nicely in the gap and running that first run hard. Last ball of this over. 6 runs coming off from this over from Kusal. At this time, going towards the mid-wicket region. And not much power behind that shot from Nadish Jasiru. Another couple of runs. So 8 runs coming off from that over from Kusal Latapattu. 8 overs completed, 49 for 3. For 3. Now what should be the plan for TVS? At the moment, the run rate is just above 6 runs per over. Now, as I mentioned at the start, at the end of the 5th over, if they can get it to at least 8.5 runs per over in the next 5 to 6 overs, then that would set a perfect platform for the rest of the TVS batters to come in and to play their natural game and to get this score at least to 140, 150. But to do that at this rate with 50 up in just 8.1 overs,
try to get that run rate up and above 8 runs per over. And these two batters can certainly do that. They've been running hard. They've been getting those ones and twos quite nicely, quite easily. So they have that ability. And especially the likes of Ayana Sirivardhana, who seems a bit off touch today. He's a very capable hitter of the ball. He can hit the ball hard. He can get those sixes and fours whenever there is a necessity. So now I think it's time for Ayana Sirivardhana just to try to shift the gears a bit. 11 or 14 for him. And again, looking for the second run. Oh, a bit of a miscommunication and a fumble in the field. Well. I don't think 2 runs were there on offer. So it was a good call. It was Ayana who stopped his partner. There we go. A big no. Would have been out though. It was a direct hit. Taranga Kumara picked up a wicket in his very first over. And this time, Nadish Yasiru is a touch player. From the looks of it, you can say. And that shot just confirms it. Just using the pace of the delivery, just gliding that ball down towards the third man region. He was up inside the 30-yard circle, the third man. So it was just a matter of getting it away from that field, and it's a guaranteed 4. And that is exactly what Nadish Yasiru did. Using the pace of the bowler, Taranga Kumara. Bowling it very wide outside the off stump. And overthrows. So there we go. Now the runs are coming in nicely for TVS. This over, already 8 runs from it. So even in the previous over, they took 8 runs. So back-to-back good overs for TVS. That is exactly what they need right now. Single to finish things off. 9 runs coming off from that over. 9 overs completed. TVS 58 for 3. Right, so 58 for 3 now. The captain, Kusalatapattu. Back with the ball in hand. Driven quite nicely, straight into the hands of the fielder. See, Nadish Yasiru and Ayana Sirivardhana perfectly complements each other perfectly well. From what we've seen so far from these two batters, they've put up a good partnership here. Slowly but steadily, they're building something. They're working according to a plan. They're not trying to go for those big shots. They're not trying to take any risks at this stage of the game. So they understand what's at stake here and was trying to build these innings together. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the next 4 to 5 overs, it's going to be absolutely crucial for TVS. And that will depend on how these two batters navigate the next 4 to 5 overs. If they keep on doing this, then of course TVS would be in a really good position. Once again, Aynasiri Vardhan would be pretty frustrated. 3 deliveries outside the off stump. It was there to be driven away, but got hit straight into the field all three times. Yeah, he seems clearly out of touch today, Aynasiri Vardhana. Normally he's a hard hitter of the ball, a good hitter of the ball. We've seen how he's been one of the standout performers for TVS right throughout this tournament with the bat in hand. But still, we're far away from wrapping things up in this innings. Plenty of overs remaining. So Aynasiri Vardhana, it's his presence that is the most important thing for TVS and this partnership. Oh, it's been going on well for them. Bit of a hold up in the game. I wonder what that hold-up was about. There was clearly a discussion between the captain and the wicketkeeper and the 2 umpires. Maybe about some fielding efforts. Oh, keeping it steady, Kusalatapattu. Not changing any plans, bowling it wide outside the off stump, asking the batter to drive that ball. This time Nadish Yasuru, just a small shuffle towards his leg stump to create that own width. He was trying to carve that ball through the offside, up and above that covers fielder inside the 30-yard circle. But couldn't really get the connection. And more runs, more runs. Oh, a complete mix-up. Well, just as we were discussing how good these 2 batters were complementing each other in terms of running between the wickets, a mix-up. And that's the last thing TVS wanted at this stage of the game. These 2 batters were going on nicely, Nadish Yasuru and Aynasiri Vardhana. And now Nadish Yasuru has to depart back to the pavilion. Let's have a look at that again. Just a gentle push. And the wicket-keeper fumbles it up, and then he was too late. Nadish Yasuru is already out there at the striker's end. 10 overs completed, 60 for 4 TVS.
So 60 on the board for lots of 4 wickets after 10. So that's about 6 runs per over. They're going at Aynasiri Vardhana on 14 of 20 deliveries. Kushalatapattu, the captain, gone for 10 after 2 overs. So Akbar Brothers fielding had been quite up to 10. Ruchira Koshita, the new bowler, batter, 67 is total, 34 being his highest, 13.40 his average, strike rate of 59.29, just 9 innings, so still too early days for him. So Aynasiri Vardhana is on strike. Aynasiri Vardhana is on the non-strikers end. It's Roshita Koshita, the new batter. Again, another mix-up. Well, these 2 batters got to understand the run-outs bringing Akbar Brothers back into the game. 60 on the board. That's it nicely. Along the ground. Down towards deep mid-off. Gets a single. Taranga Kumara bowling his third over. Gone for 15 in the 2 overs. Got the wicket. 1 for 15 is figures. And now he's on strike. He got 14 of 20 deliveries. Facing to Taranga Kumara. Right arm over the wicket, comes dancing down, works it away, looking for the second. Well, they're happy with one. A lot of shouts coming from the dressing room. They don't want to give a wicket away like they gave earlier. $62 for 4. Ruchira Koshita is on strike. Taranga Kumara 1 for 16. Bowling his third over. Nicely put away, but straight down to deep mid on, gets a single. So Koshita gets off the mark. He's on 1. He's on 2, sorry. 63 on the board. Three runs coming in this over. Fairly decent over by Taranga Kumara up to now. Gone for 14 in the first 2 overs. This time off the back foot, pushing it on the offside. No run. Current run rate pulled down to 5.82 now. This is exactly what wickets can do. Unnecessary run out. Well, definitely it will pull the run rate down. .82 the current run rate. Projected score of 116, way behind what they expected to get. That one pulled away nicely. But still just a single as the deep mid wicket fielder comes in. So that's the end of that over. 1 for 18. Taranga Kumara of 3. That's his figures. 64 on the board for 4 wickets after 11 overs. So 64 for 4 after 11. Call for helmet by the wicketkeeper. Chamod Seniviratna, the new bowler. Bowling from the Lokomavata end. 10 innings, 5 wickets. 1 for 10 being his best. Economy of 7.56, average of 40.80. Still early days for him. Chamod Seniviratna. Small hold up in play. All the 2 umpires warning the players to continue with the game. So Chamo the Seniviratna. Right arm spinner looks like. Bowling his first ball. First delivery. That's quite a quicker one. Wicketkeeper keeping up to him. 64 for 4. TVS being put into bat. Comes down the wicket and hits it over the top. That's gone straight down into the ground here at Sportylk. What a shot that was. Gone for 6. Huge 6 that was. That was a wonderful hit by Ainasirwardana. Straight down the ground. It's Chamadesirwardana. That's down the leg side. Could be called wide. Yes, it is. Wide being signal. Taking the score to 71. 71 for 4. We're in the 12th over of the innings. That's nicely played. A cracking shot. Let's go to the extra cover boundary. Ainasirwardana deciding to stretch his arms now. That looked a wonderful shot. 10 runs coming off his bat in this over. He suddenly moves on to 26 of 26 deliveries. 75 for him. 75 for 4. That one, a quicker one, short. Nicely worked away towards short. Third man gets a single. So good batting by Ainasirwardana. He moves on to 27. 76 on the board. So 12 runs coming in this over up to now. None for Tel Chamadesirwardana. Ruchira Koshita is on strike. Tried to work away down the leg side, got it on his body. There was an appeal, but umpire Shilan Perez does not agree with it. Oh, that was a good delivery. Got some lift off bounce of it. That's the end of that over. So he given away 12 runs in his first over. Chamadesirwardana 76 for 4 after 12. So 76 for 4 after 12 overs. TVS Motor Company being put into bat. Taranga Kumara 1 for 18. You see that replay of that last 6, which Ainasirwardana hit straight down the ground. There you see that straight clearing the ground and goes and hitting a vehicle. It was traveling on Sportylk. What a 6 that was. That's nicely played. Going towards the extra cover boundary. That's a long chase, but the ball wins the race. So that's 4 more to Ainasirwardana. He moves on to 31 and the score to 80. Well, definitely Ainasirwardana deciding to stretch his arms, getting runs quite easily now. He's 31. First delivery of Taranga Kumara's new over. driven firmly past the extra cover fielder, got it into the gap. This time could be called wide. Yes, it is. One more run to the total. 81 on the board. Well, Akbar Brothers should be concentrating a lot now. The concentration, lapse of concentration, will allow the batters to get on with the game. That's nicely worked away towards the leg side. They're going for the second. There could be a good bit of running between the wickets. That time, 2 more runs to the total. Anasirwardana gets 2 more. He moves on to 33. And the score moves on to 83. 83 for 4. Well, there's still 7 overs remaining after this over. The way they are going, they can come up to about 160. Taranga Kumara. That's a better delivery. Pushed away on the offside. They get a single. 8 runs coming in this over up to now. 3 more deliveries remaining. Ruchira Koshita is on strike. He's on 2 of 5 deliveries. Well, Akbar Brothers need to get a wicket or 2 quickly to get back into this game. That's a full toss, driven firmly. Oh, a bit of misfielding there. Allows the batters to cross over for a single. Ruchira Koshita moves on to 3 with that single and the score to 85. Well, he got to stop those at this stage of the innings, especially when the batters are looking for runs. You cannot allow runs to be given away just free. As Anasirwardana is on strike, he's looking for runs. Taranga Kumara. That's a good delivery. Make him come forward and push it back to the bowler. Nine runs coming out this over up to now. 1 more delivery to go. Taranga Kumara, 1 for 27 of 3.5. Works away nicely on the offside. He got the outside edge, I think. Got a single. He moves on to 34. Moves on to 35 with that single and the score to 86. So end of 13 overs. It's 86 for 4. Sirivardhana on 35. Koshita on 3. Taranga Kumara has completed his 4 overs quota. 1 for 28. Fairly decent 4 overs from Taranga Kumara. TVS Motor Company, 86 for 4. There you see the batting card. Vishwika Sandeep went out for naught. Ruin Fonseca got 14. Dinal Indura 13. Anasirwardana holding things together. He's on 35, not out at the moment. And with Ruchira Koshita on 3. So new bowler coming in, Pasindu Buttejo. He'll be bowling from the Baudulok Mountain. Bowling to Anasirwardana. 7 innings, 8 wickets, 2 for 48 being his best. 5.97, 25.25 the average. Well, still early things for him too. Just 7 innings. He's bowled. That one, quicker one, cut away nicely. They get a single. An overthrow, allowing them to get the second run. Well, this is where Akbar Brothers got to control themselves. Just giving runs away, they got to understand that every run they give, they need to get. There's no backing up. Fielders should be backing up. Passing the Buttejo. 2 runs at the very first delivery now. That's pushed away on the offside, gets a single. Taking the score on to 89. Siravardhana moves on to 38. 89 on the board. Now it's Ruchira Koshita, he's on strike. Passing to Botejo. That's wide. Oh, again, I cannot be giving runs like that. You got to concentrate a lot. Got to bowl a tighter line, tighter length. That's exactly what they need to do. Rather than going wide outside the off stump. That's a better delivery. Just a single. Again, a bit of misfield, but still manages to stop them with 1. So 91 on the board. Koshita moves on to 4, and now this brings Siravardhana on to strike. How are they going to bowl to Siravardhana? That's nicely pushed away on the offside, gets a single. And Siravardhana moves on to 39. Score to 92. Six runs already gone in this over of Pasandu Botejo, who's bowling his first over. Comes down the wicket. Koshita try to go over the top, miss it, gets an edge into his pads. Well, if Botejo can bowl another dot delivery. Well, that's good bowling that time. That's the end of that over. So 6 runs going off that over of Pasandu Botejo. 14 overs gone. It's 92 for 4. Now it comes towards the business part of the innings. Just 6 overs remaining. They got 6 wickets intact. Well, TVS might be looking for a better score now. 6.57 their current run rate. They might be wanting to increase that. 92 for 15. That's Ayana Siravardhana. He's on 39 not out. So Kushala Tapata, the captain, bowling his third over, none for 10. His figures up to now, bowling to Siravardhana. Bowl them, that's the wicket they wanted. And Kushala Tapata, the captain, gets it. And TVS Motor Company 92 for 5 in the 15th over of the innings. Ayana Siravardhana played a very good innings. He's walking back, bowled by Atapato for 39. Do you see that? Coming off inside edge, played on to the wickets. So Ayana Siravardhana walks back. Kushal Latapattu gets his first. 1 for 10 of 2.2. Saravodana goes for 39 of 37 deliveries. Batted very well indeed. .92 for 5. TVS company been put into bat. We're in the 15th over of the innings. 5 overs remaining after this. Asapattu 1 for 10 of 2.2. Kushal Latapattu, the captain. It's a full charge, nicely put away on the onside. Just a single. Kavishka Imesh is on 1. So 90, there's Kavishka Imesh, 782 runs, 79 not out, his highest. Average of 19.55. Short and put away this time, uppishly, but no fielder there. They're running for 2, they get it quite easily. Good bit of backing up that time. 2 runs to Koshita, takes him on to 6. And the score to 95. 95 for 5. Kushal Latapattu bowling his third over. 1 for 30 in his bowling figures. That's hit on the offside, but there is extra cover on the boundary. Just a single. So that's 96 for 5. One more delivery remaining in this over. So Atapattu will be bowling to Kavish Imesh, who got off the mark the very first delivery he faced. Oh, that's a good delivery. Outside the off stump, that's the end of that over. So he has bowled his 3 overs for just 14 runs and getting a wicket. That's good bit of bowling. And after 15 overs, TVS company 96 for 5.
$15 overs done, 96 for 5 now. Swept away, straight into the hands of the fielder. Good bit of work. Oh, that ball kept low. Came sharply back into the batter. But now, with Aina being dismissed, and 2 new batters, Ruchira Koshit obviously been out there for 12 deliveries. Kavish Kimesh is the new man in. The game has once again shifted in favour of Akbar Brothers. It was in the favour of TVS, all throughout this last 4 to 5 overs. But now things have shifted. Oh, this time goes over the offside. Looking for the second run, quite comfortably taken. Quite a lot of misfields and overthrows from Akbar Brothers today. And the 100 is up for TVS in the 16th over. Now this time it goes high up in there. It could be a chance. And just falls short. Didn't even go past the 30-yard circle. But once again, hitting that toe part of the bat. Not going anywhere. But now you can see the intentions are quite clear. Let's have a look at the throw. Close one, very close one. Single taken. Three for 5 now. Well, the scoreboard says 101. Oh, once again coming in sharp. Kavish Kimesh just opening up a bit. And that's the end of the over. 16 done, an eventful over from Chamod Seneviratna. 104 for 5 after 16. $39 for Ayana Sirivardhana, 39 of 37. And then Nadish Yasir also a favourable contribution, 16 of 13. And now Ruchira Koshit and Kavish Kimesh just putting up a good fight here. 104 for 5. We got 4 more overs to go in this innings. Right, so Roshan Pereira to bowl his last over. 1 for 26. Oh, Kavish Kimesh was completely deceived by that delivery. Very slow through there. Just looped in. Was trying to be cheeky, Kavishka. But the ball, it never came. Fielding has been a bit of a concern for Akbar Brothers. In this match in particular, they've been a touch too clumsy, I would say. And as I mentioned earlier, quite a lot of overthrows. I think a good 10-15 runs were taken off those overthrows. Oh, that goes high up in there. Could be a chance. Nope. Falls right in no man's land. Ruchira Koshita lucky that time again. But once again, not reaching to the ball that well, Ruchira Koshita, but hitting that toe part of the bat. In order to get that meat of the bat to be in contact with the ball, you've got to reach for the delivery. You've got to reach for the ball outside the off stump. It was a full toss, so that opportunity should have been taken. Carved away this time. Couple of runs. It's gone all the way for a boundary. Much needed boundaries for TVS. Wide and full. Yeah, there we go. Carved to the perfection. No chance for the backward of point fielder. No chance for anyone on the fence. It's gone down the ground. Along the ground rather for a boundary. Right, so last ball of this over. Slower delivery to finish things off. He finishes his 4 overs. 1 for 33 for Roshan Pereira. 17 overs completed. 111 for 5. Punch on the ground this time for a single good bit of work from the fielder down in the deep. And a couple of chances were dropped as well. If you can remember at the start of the innings, the first 4 to 5 overs, there were quite a couple of chances that was put down by Akbar Brothers fielders. The captain took an absolute stunner, but from that moment onwards, haven't really been up to the perfection in terms of fielding. So if they get that pass for the semi-finals today, then that is something that the captain and the coaching staff should really work on. Punched on the ground. Straight into long on's fielder. Full toss. Worked away towards the mid-wicket for just another single. They won't mind these two batters getting those 1s and 2s at this stage. Akbar Brothers, it's at the boundaries that they've got to be careful of. Ruchira Kosh at the 20 of 20. If TVS is going to make it to 150, Ruchira Kosh should stay out there in the middle. He's on 20, he's on a good mark here. Wide, and it runs through the wicket keeper. So a couple of runs means 3 runs added to the total. These are valuable runs for TVS. 119 now. I worked away this time towards the onside, just a single. We talked about Ayanasiri Vardhana, and he in fact has been one of the standout performers for TVS right throughout this tournament. Punched on the ground. Again, there's fielders down in the deep. So without considering this match, he's got 174 runs. We'll talk about this in the next over. 18 done, 121 for 5. Overs completed, 121 for 5. Here's Nipuna Tushar to bowl his last over. Look at that figures, 1 for 10. So we're talking about Ayana Sirivardhana. Without considering this game, he scored 174 runs in 5 innings, including a blazing 90 of 58 runs against South Asian Technologies, who won the first quarterfinals that took place this morning here at Thurston College grounds. So now today he scored 39, means effectively, if my calculations are correct, he's the second highest run getter in this tournament, just behind Gaina Kahavita, who's got 228 runs. But Ayana Sirivardhana comes in second, as he scored 39 runs today. Oh, punched on the ground. This time might go all the way for a boundary, as it does. Last over, Kavishka Imesh was trying to go down the ground, but he couldn't get that ball to get past long on and long off. But this time, straight as an arrow. And that's exactly what they wanted. A good start to the over. And if we look into the bowlers of this tournament, obviously Nadun Basnaik of John Keel's holdings comes in first with 13 wickets. Right, more runs. Gotta go for that second run. Got to hurry. Oh, a misfield. Would you believe it? That would have been really, really close if the throw was accurate and if the collection was clean. There we go. Oh, is that the captain? Not entirely sure. Akbar Brothers played 5 matches in the group stages, won 2, lost 2. Fourth place in Group A. Oh, that's high up in there. This could be out. This could be out. Yes, it is out. A simple catch for the wicketkeeper. And Nipun Tushar finally gets a breakthrough. And he deserves that wicket because he's been bowling really, really well. Right from the start. That's his second wicket. 2 for 16. At 3.5 overs. There we go. Goes high up in there. And a simple catch for the wicketkeeper behind the stumps. So the 6th wicket goes down for 127. Kavish Kimesh, he's gone for 15. And Nipuna Tushara with the breakthrough. Obviously, coming into this game, TVS, they were the only unbeaten team in this tournament. winning 6 out of 6 matches. A full toss. Coming back for the second run. This could be out. Is it? Yes. So the 7th wicket goes down. That was suicidal. Let's have a look at that again. Full toss. And this time the fielder collects it cleanly. And a good throw. Yes, plenty of time for the wicketkeeper to remove those bails, and he does that. So the second wicket in the over, and that finishes the over as well. 127 for 7 now in 19 overs TVS. Right, so here we go. The last over. Nipuna Tushara completed his 4 overs, 2 for 17. Kusalatapattu, the captain. Did well with the ball in hand. This is Jiten Kalhara. 4 matches, 16 runs for him. Coming in at number 10 for TVS. 129. This could be a wide. Yes, it is. Given as a wide. Right, so Jiten Kalhara should give that strike back to Ruchira Koshita. That's a good shot. Never mind giving the strike if you can hit the ball like that. My goodness, that's a really, really good shot from Jiten Kalhara. I think he was offended by my comment to him, asking him to give the strike back to Ruchira Koshita. Well, he says, watch this. And slams that ball all the way for a 6. Wow. Brilliant striking. That was a brilliant shot. Stood tall. The base was very set and stable. That's a good delivery. Dipped right at the stumps. Deceiving the batter. That's a good comeback from the captain Kusalatapattu. That could be a wide. Right, so change in angles for Kusalatapattu now. Coming over the wicket, couple of runs. Yes, good run in between the wickets. Another wide. Third wide in this over from Kusalatapattu. How many runs have they scored in these overs? 2-8. 10, 11 and 12 runs so far, with 2 more legal deliveries remaining. Oh, a missed opportunity. You can see the body language of the batter, Jiten Kalhara. That could have been put away. He has shown what he's capable of, and he missed it. Right. So here we go, the last ball. And they're running. And that's gone. So couple of runs of the last delivery. And they finish on 142, if I'm not mistaken. We'll wait for the confirmation. But it's been a good comeback from TVS after that pretty much of a lousy start. They've come back stronger in those middle overs. And now they've finished strong with 140 runs. This was just last run out. Yeah, just desperation more than conviction that time. But it's been a good effort from TVS. Especially it was Aina Sirivardhana who really led the anchor for the team to make sure that they finish on 142 for the loss of 8 wickets. Useful contributions from the middle order batters. Ruchira Koshita, 22 of 22 deliveries. Nadish Yasru, I think, batted brilliantly well, 16 of 13. That partnership between Ayana and Nadish Yasru, that's where the game actually shifted towards TVS. And from there onwards, even though they lost again, now this is the batting card for TVS. Can see Aina Sirivardhana, who's on 39 of 37, and then Ruchira Koshita contributing with 22 of a runner ball 22 with 1-4, and some useful contributions from Nadish Yasiru, Ruin Fonseca, and of course Kavishka Imesh. So at the end of the 20 overs, TVS made it to 142 for the loss of 8 wickets. Looking into bowling, couple of wickets for Nipuna Tushar. I think he bowled well, especially with the new ball. Nipuna Tushar and Roshan Pereira did well. Roshan Pereira, 1 wicket for 33. Taranga Kumara, 1 for 28. And then Kusala Tapattu, the captain, completing his 4 overs for 1 for 28. So 142 for 8. You can see quite a bit of partnerships in those middle overs. But they do manage to get to 142 for the loss of 8 wickets. Now let's have a look at the highlights, how it started off. And it was Vishmika who perished at the hands of a wonderful catch from Kusala Tapattu, the captain. But then Ruvin Fonseca and Dinal Induvara looked as if they got things under control. But then came that wonderful delivery from Roshan Pereira that took the stumps, uprooted the stumps. And then this was another wicket. The wicket of Ruvin Fonseca. And then that partnership, the one I mentioned earlier between Ayana Sirivardhana and Nadish Yasiru. And this was the wicket of Nadish Yasiru. Very unfortunate that he got run out, but he looked good for his 16 of 13 deliveries. Some really good shots in those middle overs from Ayana Sirivardhana. 39 of 37, the second highest run getter of the tournament. The ever reliable Ayana Sirivardhana once again took TVS out of trouble. And this time, though he couldn't reach to his half century, he really made sure that the momentum is set for the rest of the batters to come in and to get them to a decent total at the end of their 20 overs. So as a result, he scored 39 of 37 with 1 6 and 2 4s. But then Ruchira Koshita, 22 of 22, and then Kavishka Imesh, 15 of 15. Those two batters really made sure that they would end up with 142 for the loss of 8 wickets in their 20 overs. Right, so that's the end of the innings, and Akbar Brothers to register themselves in that semi-finals. They need 143 in their allocated 20 overs. So we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the run chase.
Welcome back to Thurston College grounds here in Colombo for the second part of this quarterfinal game between TVS Motor Company and Akbar Brothers. Well, TVS Motor Company batted first and they got 143, 142 to be precise of their 20 overs. Now Akbar Brothers need 143 to win this game in 20 overs. So it's going to be an interesting chase to get 143 to win this game. And there you see the TVS fielders taking the field. They batted very well right throughout the innings, getting into a good total, 143 runs. That's about just over 7 runs per over. And now it's Akbar Brothers got to chase that target. It will be interesting to see how Akbar Brothers are going to adjust themselves. A lot of pressure on their batters. Well, if TVS gets a couple of wickets early, then definitely Akbar Brothers will be up against it. So they're taking guard. 143 to win. Akbar Brothers, if they need to come into the semi-final, they need to get these runs in 20 overs. That's their quota of overs. So TVS starting off with the left-arm spinner. That's Ruchira Koshita. Sahan Sankapala and Chatura Devendra, the two openers. First delivery, Koshita, well pitched up, pushing it back to the bowler, Chatura Devendra. That's it, over the top. There's runs there, they're going for one. They're quite happy with one that time. Well, they need to get those runs. They could have gone for the second that time, but they were happy with one. They need to get every run if they need to win this game. They see Ruchira Koshita, 48 wickets, 5 for 22 being his best, 7 3-wicket haul, 2 5-wicket hauls, 3.80 economy and 15.63 the average. So a good bowling performance by him. That one again. Good bit of bowling indeed, and good wicket keeping there. Ruchira Koshita. Sahan Sankapala. 1,030 runs, 96 is highest. Down the leg side, that is no problem for the umpire to decide on that. Three dot deliveries. They need to keep the scoreboard ticking. Get those singles and twos. You don't need to go for big shots, just get those ones and twos. It's coming down the wicket and pushes it towards the deep mid-on, gets a single. So both the batsmen off the mark, 2 runs on the board. Devinda on 1, Sankapala on 1. Sankalpa. That's a good delivery by Koshita. That's the end of the first over. Just 2 runs coming off it. Good bit of bowling and good batting. So they need 141 to get in 114 deliveries. Akbar Brothers. TVS also started off with just 2 runs in the very first over, but they lost the wicket. But Akbar Brothers managing to get 2, keeping both the openers intact. So it will be interesting to see how they're going to chase this total. Not an easy chase to get 143 to win this game. Wishmaker Sandeep is the new bowler. Well, 19 innings, 27 wickets, 3 for 3, the best. 4 3-wicket hauls, 6.33 the economy. He will be wanting to do well with the ball. He couldn't do much with the bat. Full toss and put away nicely. That's past mid-on. That's going towards the boundary. 4 runs to him. So Sankalpa gets a boundary and the score moves on to 6 with that boundary. Sankalpa moves on to 5. So there you see that. Full toss. Easily put away. Wide of mid-on. So runs coming quite easily for him. Wishmaker Sandeep. Again another full delivery. Worked away this time. But short fine leg fielder manages to cut it off. Just a single. Taking the score on to 6. A leg bye being signaled by the umpire. So that's a leg bye. 7 on the board. Sankalpa on 5. Devinder on 1 now. Devinder gets strike. He's taking the guard from the umpire. It's going to be a good chase in this quarterfinal. 143 to get to win this game. Short and cut away. That's going towards the third man boundary. That's 4 runs. 4 more runs to Akbar Brothers. Take their total on to 11. And Devinder moves on to 5. Both the batters getting a couple of shots early in the innings. They're going to keep on this momentum. Both on 5. 11 on the board. This time put away towards mid-wicket. Gets a single. 12 on the board. Devinder on 6. Sankalpa on 5. It's going to be pretty interesting. 12 runs on the board. Still we are in the second over. Wishmaker Sandeep. Right arm over the wicket. Short of length going down the leg side. Might have brushed his pad. That was good indeed. Wishmaker Sandeep. Given away 9 runs and the 5 deliveries he is bowling the final delivery of this over. Put away nicely this time. That's it, going over. That could have gone for 6. Yes, it is. There you see the umpire's signal. That's a good hit by Sankalpa. He moves on to 11 and the score moves on to 18. So after 2 overs, Akbar Brothers off to a flyer, 18 for no loss. Well, that was a lovely hit by Sankalpa. Picked it up well. Hands on it. Hitting it over the top. 18 on the board. 125 needed of 108 deliveries. Ruchira Koshita bowled a good over. The first over just gave away 2 runs. I'll be continuing. Bowling to Chatru Devinder, who's on 6. That's a delivery to the Koshita. That's swept away. That's gone towards the square leg boundary. 4 runs to him. Devinder moves on to 10. And the score moves on to 22. The scoreboard ticking fast now. Runs are coming. Still a long way to go. TVS Motor Company needs a wicket or two. Once they get a wicket or two, the run rate will definitely drop down. That's a good delivery. Beat him outside the off stump. Wicketkeeper collecting the ball very cleanly. Let's see, very quick. With the glove work behind the sticks, the wicketkeeper. Again, trying to work it on the offside, misses it. Should not be worried very much. 22 on the board, just 2 more balls remaining. That's exactly good batting, good sensible batting by Chatura Devendra. That's it up Ashley. That's a fielder getting underneath. And that's the end of it. So the first wicket to fall. Chatura Devendra goes. Good bit of bowling by Koshita. Gets the wicket. So 22 for 1. Akbar Brothers chasing 143 to win. You see the replay of that. Hitting up Ashley towards the longer part of the ground. A good easy catch taken there in the mid-wicket boundary. Chatura Devendra walks back for 10. While TVS Motor Company striking in the third over of the innings. 22 for 1. So that's the end of that third over. It's 22 for 1. So Sahan Sankalpa is on strike. He's on 11. Well, there is a bowling change from the Sportylk end. Vishmika Sandeep has been taken off. It was a very productive over from Vishmika Sandeep. Nipuna Tusara is the new batter. He's on the non-strikers end. Sahan Sankalpa. Oh, coming down the wicket, gets an inside edge, goes towards fine leg. A single to him. He moves on to 12. 22 on the 23 on the board. 12 to Sankalpa. South Tushara. There you see, just one game, 6 not out. Not much to talk about his figures. Answer Jabryan. The new bowler now. Oh, it's given out. That's rather surprising. I thought he was in. We'll have a look at that again. But umpire can see the best. Let's anyway have a look at it. I thought he put his bat in, but so Tushara goes for naught. Oh, it's out. The bat was up. So the umpire is right. He got his bat late. So Nipuna Tushara has to go. Stopped by Neluka Hishan, who's been very good with his glove work. So Akbar Brothers losing their second wicket. Answer Jabryan getting that wicket. So Hansa Japan getting that wicket of so Pasindu Buteju, the new batter. 39 wickets. That's pushed away on the onside. Straight to the middle fielder, no run. Akbar Brothers losing their second wicket. Now their run rate is dropping. That's exactly what I said earlier. That's good bit of bowling. Once they lose a couple of wickets, TVS got to get on top. Answer the Brian. Left arm. Round the wicket. Pushed away on the onside. So pressure been built up on the batters. Now looking for runs. This is where the fielders got to be agile. There could be a possible run out chance. There you see that. It's good bit of fielding. Very quick onto it. That's worked away past the fine leg fielder. They look for two and they're getting it quite easily. 2 runs take the score to 25. So 4 overs gone. It's 25 for 2. Buteju on 2, Sankalpa on 12. By the TVS captain. By the TVS captain. Medium pace bowler. They see 5 wickets, 6 games, 5 wickets, 2 for 11 being his best. Economy of 5.01, 13.20 the average. Might be wanting to do a good performance here. Kalara. Short and hit up actually could be caught. Yes, he is. Caught and short third man. Sankalpa walks back. So TVS striking again. 3 down for 25. So that's 3 very quick wickets pushing them back. Akbar Brothers definitely will find it difficult to get onto the target now. They lost 3 very quick wickets. Good bit of bowling and a good catch taken there. Sankalpa walks back for 12. Jitin Kalara gets a wicket in the very first delivery. Kavishka Imesh taking that catch. Kavishka Imesh. He got 12 of 9 deliveries. Sankalpa. So quite interesting to see TVS applying pressure on the Akbar Brothers batters. Yurendran, the new batter. 590 runs, 92 not out his highest, 26.82 average, strike rate of 97.52, 350s. So he can bat, he can get some runs today. The most needed moment for Akbar Brothers. Already lost 3 wickets for 25. Chasing a total of 143 to win this game. Long way to go. 180 needed of 95 deliveries. Yurendran needs to get some runs. Kalara, right arm. Round the wicket to the left-hander. Gets an edge. Goes down towards third man. Gets a single. Yurendran gets off the mark and the score moves on to 26. 26 for 3. 1 for 1 for Kalara at the moment. Bowling his first over. Passing the voltage of 466, 67 being his highest average of 23.30, strike rate of 103.79, 550s. So he can get some runs too. That's nicely played. That's going towards the third man boundary. That's 4 runs. That is a good drive. Well pitched up. Worked it away towards the third man area. So 30 runs on the board. 30 for 3 for Akbar Brothers. They're still trying to get on with the game. Current run rate of 6.67. Required run rate of 7.29. We started with just about 7 runs per over. That's a good delivery. Passing the Butejo, watching it very carefully, allowing it to go to the wicket keeper. 30 runs on the board. We are in the 5th over of the innings. 2 more deliveries remaining in this 5th over. Chetan Kallara gone for 5. 2 more deliveries to complete his over. And one played forward defensive. A lot of pressure applied on the batters. TVS company. Fielders doing a good job and good bowling changes done by the captain. Switching their bowl as well. Ruchita Kohli, the bowl 2 good overs. It's been kept on, held on to the latter part of the innings. Let's try to work it away, not getting hold of it. That's the end of that over. 5 runs coming off it with a wicket. Kallara 1 for 5 in his first over. And Akbar Brothers 30 for 3 after 5 overs.
$30 for 3 at the end of over number 5. A bit of trouble here. And in comes Aina Sirivardhana. 34 matches, 31 wickets. A very much experienced campaigner. He was brilliant with the bat today. 39, as I mentioned earlier. The second highest run score of the tournament. With a couple of half centuries, if I'm not mistaken. That 90 of 58 deliveries against South Asia Technologies. That was a brilliant knock. And he's been quite good with the ball in hand as well. Worked away towards the onside. This might go all the way for a boundary. Yes, it does. Passing to Boteju. And swept it quite nicely. Past the backward Sportylk region. No chance of the fielder. And it runs away for a boundary. $35 for 3 now. They need 108 more runs to win this match. And to get themselves into that semi-finals. Good bit of fielding. Stopped a certain boundary once again. Last over of the power play. And it certainly belongs to TVS. Right, so 6 runs coming off from this over. Oh, nicely bowled once again. The ball just kept low a bit. Yurendran batting in a completely different line, and that's the end of the over. 6 completed, 36 for 3. Wide outside the off stump, Jitin Kalhara to bowl his second over. Picked up 1 wicket for just 5 runs in his first over. Oh, that would have been out. And he was short by a mile. A direct hit would have been suicidal that time. There we go, just getting it straight into the hands of the fielder. Ah, not even in the frame. Yeah, punched on the ground, not timed up to the perfection, but will be just a single. Just a punch there, Virendran, 2 of 3. He's been out there for some time, but majority of the strike, it was given to Pasindu Boteju. He was in 14 of 15. Worked away towards the fine leg for another single. That was a juicy full toss there, but it came in sharp. It was in a collective good bowling effort from TVS right from the start, knowing that they have a decent score on board, 142. And that's the end of the over. 7 overs completed, 41 for 3. Right, so sleeping position for Anasiri Vardhana. 102 of 78 at this stage. Akbar Brothers, these two batters in particular, should not let that creep into their minds. The required run rate with just above 7.5 runs per over, and at the moment they're going at around 5.5 runs per over. But that is not something that should be concerned with themselves at the moment. Maybe after the 10th over, 10th, 11th over, then they should try to accelerate. But as of now, they've got a damage control to do. The wickets falling in regular intervals, 3 down for 42. You cannot afford to lose another wicket here. So once that platform is set, in the next 3 to 4 overs, then they can worry about that required run rate. Nicely bowled once again. Just keeping it tight right outside the off stump. Not bowling it touch too wide, Anasiri Vardhana. Just keeping it very tight, not giving any width outside the off stump. This time could be wide. Yep. Gone is dropped. My goodness. On any other day would have taken it. But this time he drops it. But did it fall short of... I think it just fell short. Just fell short. Very unlucky. Last ball of this over. And a good one. Just 4 runs so far. Oh, this time asking the question, and the finger goes up. That looks straight, and that looks out to me. And the umpire raises his finger. So the 4th wicket goes down, just keeping it straight enough, Anasiri Vardhana. And the breakthrough. Well, he's asking for a review. But that looks straight enough. Oh, yes. So the 4th wicket goes down for Akbar Brothers, 45 for 4. And Yurendran is gone for 4 of 7 deliveries. Anasiri Vardhana with the breakthrough. .45 for 4. Now that required run rate has gone up to 8. Almost 8.5 runs per over. Cut away. Couldn't get it past that. Back with a point. An extra runs added to the total. Overthrows. Cardinal error done by... and there we go. More runs. Would you believe that? It was an error done by Akbar Brothers, and now TVS also doing the same. This time it goes high up in there. Chance. Oh, dropped. Well. That was a tough one. A tough one. But you gotta hold on to those. It's a quarter-final. It's a knockout game. And everything on line. There we go. It goes high up in there. Full extension. And it goes for a boundary. More salt on the wound for Hansa Jibryan. And the 50 is up for Akbar Brothers. 53 for 4 now. Swept away behind Sportylk for a boundary. Oh, nicely bowled. Pushing the batter to his front foot and just getting enough spin on offer to get it past that outside edge. 9 overs done, 53 for 4. Right, so 53 for 4. The current run rate stands at just below 6 runs per over. They need 90 more runs in 66 deliveries. Gettable. But the only problem is they're 4 down for 53. Here's Jitin Kalhara to bowl the 10th over. Yeah, full toss. Was eyeing for that Yorker for sure. Works away this time. Gets it full. Jitin Kalhara. Not where he wanted, but still good enough for a dot delivery. That will put pressure on Akbar Brothers. Every dot delivery. With already 4 down for 54. The pressure is obviously mounting on Akbar Brothers. Yeah, good bowling. This keeping it straight, not giving any weight, just making sure. Maybe touch too full to my liking, but still, Pasindu Boteju is not very interested in going for those big shots. He's on 22 of 26, so it's his presence that will be the key for Akbar Brothers. So it'll be interesting to see what his approach could be for the next couple of overs. Yeah, punched on the ground. Another full toss from Jitin Kalhara. Good bit of fielding. Just 3 runs so far from this over. Pasinu Boteju is on 24 of 20. He's been out there for some time now and he's taken the majority of the strike. But we really haven't seen him trying to go after the bowling, trying to go for those big shots. Maybe he's still waiting till that right time. But what would be that right time? That's the problem. That's the question. Up in there, through the gap. Might not go all the way for a boundary, but at least a couple on offer. Yeah, there we go. And that's the end of the over. 10 overs completed, 57 for 4.
Well, 10 overs gone. They see the 2 worms. Not much of a difference to talk about, but still TVS has got 4 wickets after 10 overs, so they're very much on top of the game, I would say. But don't get me wrong, Akbar Brothers is not very far behind. They need 86 from 60 balls. If they can keep their wickets intact and get those runs, Pasinu Boteju doing a very good job, playing some very good shots there, you see. Driven towards extra cover. They got to get those runs. They got to run hard and get the ones, make those ones into 2s, get those singles, and try to keep the scoreboard ticking. That's exactly what Akbar Brothers got to do at this stage. Well, they're not very far behind. Of course, TVS definitely on top of the game at the moment, but Akbar Brothers is not far behind. But if they can keep their wickets intact and try to push the scoreboard around, then that's a good delivery again. Chamod Senivaratna this time pushing it on the offside. Answer Jabryan bowling his 3rd over, just given away 12 runs, getting a wicket. So it's pretty interesting. That's put away nicely. Will it be taken in the boundary there? That's a fielder getting underneath. He takes a catch. So that's the end of Chamod Senivaratna. Well, yeah, see, these are the things, they got to control themselves. So they're losing their 5th wicket at 58. So Akbar Brothers falling back now further. 5 wickets down for 58. Yeah, see, good hit, but didn't clear the ground. And very nicely taken there. Good catch taken. So Hansa Jabryan gets another wicket. 2 for 12 his bowling figures. Akbar Brothers got to get those runs. Keep it along the ground, not to hit it over the top. If they got to hit it over the top, they got to clear the ground. That's what they should be doing. So this is the 11th over of their innings. 5 down for 58. TVS Motor Company slightly ahead of them. The run rate not that bad at 5.61. Akbar Brothers. But only thing is they've lost 5 wickets. 85 to get in 57 deliveries. A couple of good hits if they can get. Vimukti Tushar, the new batter. Just pushed away on the offside. Answer Jabryan. Just a run given in this over. Got the wicket now. That's put away again. Hit up especially, but this time it might fall between the fielders. A brilliant attempt there, but there was no chance of getting into it. Gets a single. Vimukta Tushar. Tarusha gets off the mark with that single. And that's another one to go. Coming down the wicket, Pasinu Boteju after batting so well, throws his wicket away. That was highly unwanted. Coming down the wicket for the quicker one, Hans Brand saw him coming down, pushed it quickly, and good bit of glove work again by the wicket-keeper. You see that, turned a bit, beat him outside the off stump, and Akbar Brothers losing their way now, 59 for 6. 11 overs gone, 59 for 6. So 3 for 13 to Hans Jabran. Completed his third over. Vikum Tarusha. He's on strike. There you see the last dismissal. He was nowhere near the ball, just swinging at it. And the wicket-keeper did the rest. So Roshan Pereira, the new batter, he's on the non-strikers end. His 210 runs, 27 being his highest, average of 12.35, strike rate of 85.02. But it's Tarusha who's on strike now. That's getting him off the back foot, going down too high. Definitely might have missed the wickets. So it's the captain, Isurushri Deduka. 25 wickets, 4 for 21 best, 2 3-wicket hauls, 5.25 economy. So Vikum Tarusha, 59 for 6 now. That's worked away nicely off the back foot. Going down towards fine leg. They're looking for the second run, but they're happy with one. Taking the score on to 60. Ishuru Sri Diduka, captain of TVS. This is Roshan Pereira, 65 runs, 11.25 is average, 96.77. The strike rate and 150 to his name. So he can get some runs. Looking for that. Well, they need to run hard if they need to take that second run. Two runs coming off that over up to now. 2 more deliveries remaining. Vikum Tarusha. Short and pulled away, but didn't get hold of it. Goes down towards the deep mid-wicket. They're happy with one. See these TVS fielders, they're really, onto the ball very quickly. So the batters need to run hard if they need to get those twos. That one again takes the inside edge, goes down towards fine leg, gets a single. So that's the end of that over. 4 runs coming off it. Ishirushi Deduka, 1 over ball, none for 4 his figures. 63 for 6 after 12. Well, now definitely it's going to be a tough ask for Akbar Brothers because they have lost 6 wickets. They have 4 wickets intact. They need to get 80 of 48 deliveries. Not impossible, but of course they lost their way by losing wickets. Hans Jabran 3 for 13, bowling his final over. That's pushed away on the offside. He has been keeping things tight, no doubt. Just 13 runs given in 3 overs. Bowling his final over. Meanwhile, picking up 3 wickets too. brought in a slip because he seems to be getting a bit of turn. There is a slip waiting for that outside edge. That time worked away on the onside. The batters going for 2. Now they are decided with 1. So 64 on the board. Vikram Tarusha now on strike. Couple of good hits needed if they need to win this game, because the required run rate going up to 10.53. Trying to go for a reverse sweep, misses it completely. Answer Jabran. 3 for 14. Two more deliveries remaining for him to complete his 4th over and his bowling quota. Hit uppishly. That could be another wicket for him, and a good catch taken. There he is. One more down. Akbar Brothers losing their way, as I said. 64 for 7. Vikram Tarusha walks back for 3. A good catch taken there. Answer Jabran gets his 4th. He's 4 for 14. There you see that. Head up. Uppishly, and a good catch taken there. Good bit of fielding by TVS fielders. They look a good side, no doubt. They can go on to win this tournament. They're playing very good cricket. They were very confident from the start. The captain said they're looking for 180, but they didn't get 180. They managed only 143. That was taken by Ruchira Koshita. But they have been bowling pretty well. 64 for 7 at the moment. Akbar Brothers. We are in the 13th over of the innings. Answer Jabran, 4 for 14. One more delivery remaining for him to finish off with a 5-4 if he can get a wicket. Pretty interesting. Answer Jabran. That one pushed away back to the bowler. That's the end of that over. So he has finished his quota, 4 for 14 on 4 overs. So 13 overs gone. It's 64 for 7. Taranga Kumara still to open the account, and Roshan Pereira is on 3. So Isuru Sri Duduka to continue bowling his second over. Captain of TVS, and really led his side well, no doubt about that. Left arm around the wicket to the right hander. A quick bit of fielding. That's poor throwing. Batters managed to cross over for a single. $65 for 7. Isuru Diduka bowling his second over. That's cut away nicely. Just a single. That's again good bit of fielding, just pushing it on the offside. Just a run coming in this over. Comes down the wicket, hit up Ashley. Another fielder getting underneath. Another wicket to fall. Ishrudeduka gets his first. It's 65 for 8. That's Taranga Kumara walking back without scoring. Well, they're just throwing their wickets away. Akbar Brothers batters definitely unable to get on with the pressure that is coming thrown into them. Thank you. So 65 for 8. Ishrudeduka gets his first wicket. That's Taranga Kumara caught by Ruin Fonseca. Two more wickets intact. It's a tall last now, 12.65 the required run rate. .78 needed of 37 balls. That one pushed away off the back foot, so that's the end of that over. One run coming off it. Ishrudeduka 2 overs, 1 for 5 his bowling figures. Akbar Brothers 65 for 8 after 14 overs. So it's Ruchira Koshita to bowl, been brought in for his second spell. Bowled 2 overs earlier, 1 for 6 his figures. Well, TVS must be wanting to wrap things up. 2 more wickets needed. They want to finish this game off soon. Brought himself on. Roshan Pereira. Batter on strike. Short and cut away, but straight to the fielder at cover point. Kushal Latapatu, the captain, he's on the non-strikers end. That's a quicker delivery, cut away nicely. But again, straight to the fielder. Ruchira Koshita, 1 for 6. His bowling figures bowled pretty well at the start of the innings. You see that? That's highly unwanted. Definitely the batters are not going for that run. Well, you got to understand the bowler's arm is needed. Four dot deliveries. Koshita. That's a better delivery this time. Well fielded there, no run. That's pushed away on the onside. Gets a single. Takes the score on to 66. So 15 overs gone. It's 66 for 8. Akbar Brothers chasing a target of 143 to win.
66 for 8 now. Isru Didukka, captain, picked up a wicket in his previous over, and now back with the ball in hand. Well, it's been a really good outing for TVS, for Isru Didukka, the captain, and the rest of the TVS team. They are the only unbeaten team in this tournament, on 5 out of 5 matches in the group stages, and now coming into this quarterfinals, they have the opposition under attack here. .66 for 8. Kusala Tapattu, captain to captain. Single to finish things off. Couple of runs from that over. 16 completed, 68 for 8. Oh, this time asking the question. Gone. That looks straight enough. And that was full. And it was hitting straight. Kusala Tapattu, the captain, has to depart. And the 9th wicket goes down for Akbar Brothers. Oh, yes. That's hitting the leg stump for sure. Captain Kusala Tapattu is gone for 1 of 4 deliveries, and Ruchira Koshita with the breakthrough. Mopun Madhava is the last man in for Akbar Brothers. It's been a wonderful performance from TVS with the bat, with the ball. It's always a bit of a tricky chase when you have the opposition, when you're chasing down a target of 140 plus. It's always going to be a bit tricky. Plus this good quality bowling attack of TVS, it's going to be even more harder, and that is exactly what has happened to Akbar Brothers in this run chase. They've fallen short drastically. Bowling it wide outside the off stump. Mahmood Madhava punches it down the ground for another single. Dottilly to finish things off. 3 runs and a wicket from that over. 17 overs done, 71 for 9. .72 more runs required of 18 deliveries. Uphill task for Akbar Brothers. Right, so the captain back with the ball in hand to bowl the last over. Oh, that's high up in there. What happened there? Is that a dropped chance? Now that's up in there. This could be out. Oh no, couple of bounces and into the boundary line it goes. Roshan Pereira. There we go. Down on one knee. That's a good execution there. Just a couple of bounces before it reaches the boundary. This time he asks a question. Nothing there from the umpire. The wicket-keeper was very convinced. Right, so more runs. At least a couple, no, just a single. And that's the end of the over. 18 completed, 78 for 9. Right, so Aina Sirivardhana back with the ball in hand to bowl his second spell. Good shot there from Mopun Madhava, but just a single, or at least a couple on offer. We'll wait for the confirmation. Just a single. Through the gap. Again, at least a couple on offer. Yeah, there we go. And overthrows. Three runs on offer that time. Clumsy from TVS. Now this time, it goes high up in there. No chance for the fielders again. Mopun Madhava living dangerously, but he's lucky. Getting frustrated, TVS. Trying to finish things off quickly here. At this time, where's that gone? Ah, yes, into the hands of the number 11 fielder of TVS. And they are through unbeaten into the semi-finals of this MCA E-Division tournament. What a tournament they had. What a match they had here at Thurston College grounds, as they've completely dominated, absolutely dominated the opposition, Akbar Brothers, in these all-important quarterfinals. And now they've got themselves through to the semi-finals of the MCA E-Division tournament. And this was the last wicket. Went very high up in there. The catching has been really good from TVS. They haven't dropped anything today. And you can see what it means to them. Heading into that semi-finals unbeaten. And that's the sort of confidence, that's the sort of momentum they wanted to bring on to the semi-finals. Roshan Pereira is a man dismissed, 14 of 23 for him. And Ayana Sirivardhana picks up his second wicket. And Akbar Brothers all out for just 83 runs. Handshakes all round between the two sides. It was Akbar Brothers who won the toss, elected to field first. But nothing have really worked out for them. Nothing really worked out for them all throughout this quarterfinals, with the bat, with the ball. TVS posting 142. It's always going to be a tricky run chase, but even in that run chase, things didn't really work out well for them. All smiles and handshakes. It was a game played with good sportsmanship, both these teams. Right, so let's have a look at the batting card of Akbar Brothers. It was a body-looking batting card, 83 all out. There we go. Pasundhu was a stand-on performer, 26 of 31, but the rest of the batters were not able to contribute much for Akbar Brothers in this run chase. And as a result, in 18.5 overs, they've been all out for 83 runs. And yeah, the batting lineup. And next we'll have a look at the bowling card of TVS. It was a collective effort. You can see 4 wickets for Hansa Jibryan. He was a standout performer, 4 for 14. Couple of wickets for Rushida Koshita, couple of wickets for Ayana Sirivardhana, and 1 wicket apiece for the Jiten Kalhara and Isuru Sri Deduka. So 18.5 overs, 83 all out. TVS bowlers doing their work and doing their work well here at Thurston College grounds. Right, so let's have a look at the highlights. Highlights of this run chase from Akbar Brothers. As I mentioned earlier, at their start it was Chatura and Sahan Sankalpa who started off the proceedings with the bat in hand. 10 and 12 runs respectively. They started off well, couple of boundaries in quick succession, and at that moment they looked like they were in control of the game. They played some really good shots, put the pressure right on the bowlers, right on the fielders, but then wickets started to tumble. This was the first one, and then soon after a stumping from the wicketkeeper Neluka Hayeshan. That was Nipuna Tushar, and from there onwards nothing really worked out for Akbar Brothers. Pasundhu Boteju though played really well, 26 of 31 with 3 boundaries. He held the innings together, but the lack of support from the other end forced him to play some rash shots. But at the end of the day, his innings was just not enough for Akbar Brothers to overcome this bowling attack of TVS and to chase things down. This was Hansa Jibryan, 4 wickets for Hansa Jibryan, and he's the one who started ripping through the middle order of Akbar Brothers. And some good catches being taken in the outfield, some really good fielding efforts, and then at the latter part of the innings. It was all about the spinners taking control of the game. This was Ainasiri Vardhana. The last wicket to fall. And Akbar Brothers all out for 83 runs. So TVS won this match by 59 runs and they are through to the semi-finals of the MCA E-Division tournament. This is a match summary. TVS batting first made 142 and Akbar Brothers in reply all out for 83. 4 wickets for Hans Jabrayan and Pasindu Poteju with the pick of the batter for Akbar with 26 of 31 runs. So TVS winning by 59 runs. Right, so that's the end of the broadcast right here from the Thurston College grounds. Hope you enjoy this live coverage. We've got you a couple of matches, 2 quarterfinals, 1 in the morning, and now TVS versus Akbar Brothers, and it's TVS and South Asia Technologies who have reserved their place in the semi-finals. So thank you once again for joining us, and we hope to see you next weekend as well. So thank you and have a good weekend.